Hey guys, how are you? Today we'll be seeing subsequent execute, like after the first round of execution, what happens, right? Let's check that out. What happens? Okay, so you can see here that I have just created a basic Hello World Python program, right? You can see mm, also this. So it created a basic Hello World program. Now I want to improvise on this and improve this. So how can we do that? So what we can do is, hey now, can you just improve? Can you just use a name, maybe hello world, which will be an input from the user, right? So let's just improvise on this. So you can see agent status turned to active. Here I'll modify the code. Now I want to print with a name. Hello world, print with a name, right? So that is not a very tough task. It is writing the code. It wrote the code. What is your name? And then printf hello name. Right? It's very basic. Very basic. All these are fine. So now we need to know how did this code work, right? So let's see. What happens is we have this execute, and after that, once the execution is done, every time what happens is subsequent execute is called. Okay. Now the subsequent execute can either add a feature or answer something or run the code or deploy it or something or the other. So we will look into each of these one by one. So first see what response and action is, right? So let's go to action here and let's just check out the prompt. Here Devika and all the messages are given. User's last message is also given. And the user could be asking each of any of these. So basically I wanted to add a new feature sort of. So action action would be returned as feature. You can see over here, we will see action, you can see feature, right? And this response will be sure I'll modify the code which would be the response, and it will be returned in the form of a JSON, right? So basically action wants to identify what type of action we want to take, if it is an answer, run, deploy, feature, or anything, right? So let's move into the feature part first because I added a feature in, right? So let's move into the feature part. So here's the feature. Sorry, feature. So prompt.gender2. Here you can see that the whole code is given, and after that we are asked that this we need to modify the code such that it meets the user requirements and the feature is added. So basically that is what is done, and so what happens is from here we get our action. If it is feature, then we enter this loop, and when we enter this loop we do a code.execute self.feature.execute. We get the code from feature only because the feature asks to return back a code only, right? So the feature returns a code, and it after that it just runs, and finally once we get the feature we just save code to project, which is also in feature, which is basically similar to just writing the code over the file, which is very simple. But the main part of the LLM was this, that we generated the code of the feature, how we sent what our conversation, our code markdown. So how is our conversation used effectively? You can see that here our conversation in our conversation user wants the following feature to be implemented, and then the conversation -1, that is the last message I sent. So basically this, when the LLM gets and all the previous messages, previous messages, and the final message or the feature which I want to implement, and after that all the code is also given. So after that it is asked to generate new code. So that is what how exactly our this subsequent execute of feature runs. I hope you like this video. If you like this, please do give a like, and also share it with your friends who are interested in Devika. So yeah, thank you. for watching this video. Bye.